My name is Dwayne Duhon, and the reason why I'm running for the Williamson County Sheriff's position is because I have a very extensive background in law enforcement, and I've been involved in law enforcement in some facet since 1970. And the other thing is that I believe that with my background in management, I've been in a management position or a leadership position for 28 years here in Middle Tennessee, and currently I own my own business. And so adding all that together, I would like to be able to run the Sheriff's Department as a business. And you know, by the end of the day, there is some cops and robbers in this concept of being the sheriff, but by the end of the day, it's about the bottom line, cents and dollars. I think a couple of issues that are pending that would be priority for me if I'm elected sheriff is that the schools are an issue. The safety of our children are foremost the priority for me in this county. I believe that the drug issues in our county are an issue to be dealt with quickly. I think gang issues are coming into our county, and we do not have the resources to deal with it. I plan on bringing that to our schools to make it a safer place for our children to go to school and for our teachers to be the educators they are. How I started in law enforcement is way back when I was 12 years old. My father was chief of police when I was 12, all the way through my junior year in college. And I learned a lot from my father. He was chief of police. I went away to school 350 miles away from my home. Being the youngest of 13, that was quite a step. And I went into college and was majoring in law enforcement. Back then it was called criminal justice. I was a police officer, and I put myself through college. Graduated from there in criminal justice, went back home and joined the Sheriff's Department. And I had a great career there. I was on their SWAT team. I was a training officer. It was a wonderful time as a deputy sheriff. And the good thing about that is I know what police do, and I know what the sheriff's deputies do. There's a big difference between the two, but I was one of both. And so I can help mend the relationships. If there's any problems between the Sheriff's Department here, as we know it, and the local municipalities, Franklin, Brentwood, Nolensville, Fairview, I can assist that in mending. If there's any problems, I have that working relationship and I can help these agencies. Well, I think that. I personally, again, they're very good men and women that work here, and I'm not a politician. I want to be able to go in as a business leader and help the deputies, empower them to enforce the law and enjoy what they do. The other thing is, I believe we had the mechanism of law enforcement in place, but I think somewhere we've missed the courtesy of giving back to the citizens. And after all, we are a public servant, and we work for the citizens of Williamson County. And I just want to reinstill that. The mechanism is there for law enforcement, but we're missing a lot of ingredients of helping our citizens in this county. And I believe I can bring that to the table. Well, what it means to me to be a Williamson County resident, I love it here. I love the people here. It's a wonderful place to live, and actually it was a wonderful place to raise our children. They're all grown now. And I enjoy being who I am, and I love helping people. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about what could I do to assist the public. It's an enjoyable thing, and I want the public to know that the Sheriff's Department will emanate my personality, and we will help the public. Well, I believe that my credentials will speak for themselves, but I will not be a part of a closed-door session where the good old boys are working to produce the next candidate for this county. I've refused to take that position. The other thing I want the voters and the citizens of Williamson County to know is that I am not a politician. I'm not a part of the good old boy network, and I refuse to be a part of that. I want to represent every voter in this county. I want you to be able to come in and say, hey, Dwayne, how are you doing? I'm just down-to-earth person, but I do want to say to the public, I believe in enforcing the law fairly to everyone, and that has always been my position with the public. I think some of my most proudest moments of accomplishments, they have to be personal. I married this beautiful woman I've been married to 35 years. We dated all through high school and college. And then we had these 3 beautiful children, and they were all born and raised here. From a personal standpoint, that's a major accomplishment. And the other thing is, I'm the youngest of 13 children, and my parents couldn't afford much when I was coming up. And so I had to put myself through college, and that was a learning experience. I made the Dean's Honor Roll several times, so I'm very proud of that. In fact, I made it several times my junior and senior year. I'm absolutely proud of that. I have just a lot of things to be proud of. I have a lot of beautiful friends, and I have an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to serve you as your sheriff. And you know, the other thing is, when I was in corporate America, I always went in each day wanting my company to be proud of not only me, but my end results. I will share this with you. As your sheriff, I want you to think, and when you go to work and you talk about your sheriff, somebody that you can be proud of. I want it to disseminate amongst the rank and file men and women that would work for me. I did this in the national food chain, and I would like to do it as your sheriff. I want these men and women to be proud. It's not about the money, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about the honor of what they do, and I believe in that pride. That's a great question. You know, I've been asked that several times. Am I a Democrat or Republican? The interesting thing is, I am running for a law enforcement position, not a party. I have stated that position. I will not change that position, and I refuse for anybody to have me be affiliated with some backdoor meeting or a party. I am running for every citizen in this county, and I will represent each and every one of you, and I will make you proud. Let me add another point about being a Republican or a Democrat. I get that a lot, and I just want the Republicans, the Democrats, the Independents to know I am fair to all people, and I really and seriously from my heart, I represent all of you. I want to represent the Republicans. I want to represent the Democrats, the Independents. I want to be your sheriff. Actually, I have two big challenges ahead of me, and I want to face them head on. One of them is the safety and security of our children in our schools. I believe that's going to be a big challenge. And for that purpose, it's not only just our children that go to our beautiful schools. It's the teachers and the parents that go there. The safety there, to me, is paramount. The other thing about our schools is safety-wise, is the drugs in our schools and gang activity. Williamson County does have an encroachment of gang activity headed our way. And so that's one of my biggest challenges is with the schools. And I believe with the current leadership in our schools, they will be happy to have somebody with my leadership, law enforcement, educational background. That's the first challenge. The second one I want to go to that is dear to my heart is narcotics that's coming through our county. Now, I know we have a narcotic unit and they're proud of what they do. But let me say this to the voters of Williamson County. I'm a member of the Tennessee Chiefs Association and a member of the Tennessee Sheriff's Association, and I'm the only candidate that has been a member of both associations 20 plus years. And I've learned a lot from these men and women. But we have a neighboring county here called Rutherford County. They make more drug enforcement stops than any other sheriff's department in the state with one artery, I-24. We, ladies and gentlemen, have three, and we do nothing about it in terms of constant drug enforcement on our highways. If elected sheriff, I will do everything I can with the current strategy, with the current financial budget they have, to put a dog unit, a drug enforcement unit. When you enter Williamson County, and I tell you we're going to be drug-free, I mean it. I'm going to have a drug enforcement unit on 65. When you enter Williamson County, you're going to have a unit there around the clock, day to day. When you come in on 840, I'm going to have the same thing. You come on I-40, ladies and gentlemen, we need to be drug-free. And when we say that, let's mean it. And I mean it, ladies and gentlemen. We will have one of the best in the state, if not the country.